It's the end of the day with Ray. Hello, my friends. Well, we've all heard that saying 3 times is the charm. Well, folks, you know what I'm going to talk about, right? I'm talking about Staples. They want to buy Office Depot again. They gave them an offer. And the offer's like a 61% premium over Office Depot's current 90-day stock price run. This is pretty interesting, folks. That's a pretty big premium. But what's more interesting is what I found in a paragraph of the press release. And today I want to talk about that paragraph because I think it's extremely important for my friends in the Document Imaging channel to pay attention to what I'm going to talk about. And ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to do a few more videos on the Staples Office Depot acquisition because I think it affects the market in so many different ways, and I can't fit it all into one end of the day with Ray. So stay tuned for some more episodes. But today I want to talk about the paragraph in the press release and how I believe that paragraph should alarm the Document Imaging channel. So without any further ado, let me pull up the paragraph in the press release. I'm going to circle this on my ClearTouch interactive board because I think it's an important paragraph. We meaning Staples, may increase our proposed valuation for logical strategic divestitures that ODP may execute to unlock value, such as the sale of its CompuCon business, and or if ODP conducts a comprehensive sales process for its U.S. commercial B2B business. Let this sink in. Staples is saying, you know, we don't really want CompuCon. Go ahead and sell that to somebody else. Divest yourself of it. Get some more money. We don't want your B2B business. Divest yourself of it. What the hell is Staples doing? Let me pull up a slide here, my friends. First, I got to clear off my board. But let's think about this a little bit. I want to talk through this. Staples bought a company called Dex Imaging. We remember that. It's a 2-year-old deal, right? February, it'd be 2 years old. They went down there and they bought Dex Imaging. Dex Imaging is what, a $400 million copier dealer, if you will. Customers all over the Southeast. They sell and service copy machines, belly to belly with end users. A great business model, right? Business to business model. What Dex doesn't do is any IT at all. But Dex has thousands of customers, and Dex also has the ability to go ahead and buy some more customers from some other, big print dealers that are probably going to evacuate the market over the next 6-8 months. But what happened? Staples says, we want to buy Office Depot, but we don't want this. I'm thinking to myself, why the hell not? I mean, if you kept CompuCon, just give it to Dex Imaging. Now Dex Imaging is in the IT business. But I got to be honest, folks, over the last 2 years, we haven't seen squat between Staples and Dex. I mean, realistically, and I think I talked about this before. The pandemic started, you got Staples out there with this huge, robust e-commerce platform, people buying all kinds of stuff for the home office. They didn't even give access to Dex customers to that platform during the pandemic. Would have been a great opportunity. Kind of squandered it away. And now Staples has an opportunity to add IT to Dex, and they don't want to do it. Ladies and gentlemen, I figured out why they don't want to do it. And if I'm right, this is alarming for the Document Imaging channel. So let me clear off this slide and pull up another slide. We have 2 main players in the print business that have direct operations, manufacture with direct operations. And those players are Ricoh and Konica. 10 years ago this month, Konica bought a company called All Covered, an IT services company. The question everybody has to ask themselves today is this. Is Konica an IT services company that delivers print? Or is Konica a print company that delivers IT services? And we'd all have to be honest and say it's a print company that delivers IT services. In other words, I don't think it's been a big home run. And if it has, then I think Konica could do some fantastic press releases and talk about what home runs they've made with All Covered and how All Covered is knocking it out of the park. It's profitable as hell. How all their sales rep understand how to sell IT services, how they lead with assessments. The things that an IT services company does. It'd be awesome to hear if that's going on. Ricoh the same way. Mindshift, I think they bought them in 2014, 2015, so they've had them a while. Are they seen as an IT services company that sells print? Or are they seen as a print company that dabbles in IT services? Ladies and gentlemen, I'm bringing this up. I'm bringing this up not to throw stones. I'm bringing this up because that paragraph in that article about Staples and Office Depot coming together is alarming. Because if private equity, if the money people are giving up on the print channel, delivering IT services, that's not a good place for the Document Imaging channel, who's spent the last decade trying to get into IT services. And the problem is they treated it as a hobby. The problem is they never hit it out of the park with massive home runs. A couple of them did, but for the majority of the industry, no, they didn't. And if private equity decides, you know what, it was fun investing in those copier businesses, but they just can't do anything more than print. I mean, you think about what's Dex going to do? I mean, Dex are probably going to buy some more distribution. I imagine there could be a private equity or a venture capital-backed firm that might say, you know what, we want out. The pandemic killed us. Dex, will you buy us? Probably get a really good price, and I believe that Dex will probably buy somebody and add to the distribution they have. But even more reason, if they had $1 billion worth of distribution going through Dex and they have no IT services company and they're owned by Staples and Office Depot, it's one big company, aren't they just a commodity at that point? I mean, that's really what Staples and Office Depot are. They're a commodity. Hey, there's nothing wrong with a commodity if you can monetize it profitably. Home run for you. I mean, hell, Amazon's a commodity business. I mean, when Jeff Bezos started Amazon, what did he say? I'm going to be the cheapest and the fastest. Well, if that don't define commodity, I'm going to be the cheapest and the fastest. I'm just going to be so damn good at it that I'm going to build a massive trillion-dollar business. Of course, he didn't say that when he started, but that's what happened. So maybe there's some hope for Dex Imaging. You know, selling $1 billion or so a year worth of print in a commodity mindset. The hell with IT services, the hell with any other kind of services. Let's just deliver print to these customers. Could be a strategy. It almost seems like it is a strategy if they're going to completely give up on an opportunity to get into IT with CompuCon. So the broader question is this, my friends, where does CompuCon go? You know, I've done a few videos over the last couple of weeks and I've talked about how there was 535 acquisitions in 2020 in the IT services space. This year so far, what are we, January 12th? There's been 20. Is CompuCon going to be the 21st, the 23rd, the 25th? Is CompuCon going to sell to an MSP in the marketplace? Some big IT services company that wants to get even bigger? The question for my friends in the Document Imaging channel that they must wholeheartedly ask themselves and then answer, is private equity giving up on the channel? Is private equity giving up on the fact that the channel can't position themselves to sell IT? It'll be interesting to see what happens with Konika's All Covered and what happens with Ricoh's Mindshift as the manufacturers themselves have to start consolidating. It'll be interesting, folks, to see what happens. But the bottom line is, this is alarming. And I strongly suggest that those dealers that want to sell these businesses and exit with a lot of money, you know, you got to diversify. You got to do it right, though. You can't just say you're going to be an IT service company and do it wrong. You can't just say you're going to be an IT services company and treat it like a hobby. You got to get in there, kick ass with it, and make it work big, and become an IT services company that just happens to sell some print. Because, ladies and gentlemen, that paragraph in that press release is alarming, if you could read between the lines. I'm going to talk more about Office Depot and Staples, but for now, I want everybody to remember this. Status quo is the killer of all that'll be invented. Don't get stuck in status quo, and I'll see you all tomorrow.